Welcome to episode number 17 of the Let's Go Comic Show. My name is Justin.
I'm Matt.
How you doing, man?
Good. We slowed down that intro a little bit. I think both of us.
It was like we're going up
a
roller coaster, and it's like
Matt?
the slow jams of the Let's Go Comic Show.
We're just easing into summer vacation.
Yeah,
well,
man.
we're not. The rest of our families are.
Everybody
But
else is. We're not.
I'll go back to work tomorrow still.
I don't do that. It's like my kids and my wife are like, yeah, we're just hanging out today. What'd you guys do? Oh, hung out. No big
Right.
plans. And I'm like, that work? Doing some work stuff.
Just like Rihanna.
Yeah, just like Rihanna. Saw it today in the break room. So, all right.
Hey.
So we just got done doing a back-to-back crossover with the Let's Go show. We did the Wonder Woman review, Let's Go, a go-go show, a go-go.
That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. We had the wives on, and they were really fun just because they've never been on a show before, and so no etiquette. no idea.
There's some
how to
really great
talk.
moments, and I think we left it pretty raw and cut. We didn't edit them out or anything.
Yeah, I don't think there was any editing except for one point where someone had to get up. Other than that, we
kept all the goodness in there, man.
So
and there
much
was a
good.
lot of it. You guys go check that out.
Yeah, it's on Let's Go Cast number 38.
Yeah, and then episode 16
of this here comic show.
Let's Go Comic Show.
Yeah, and there were so many good things, and my favorite part was we found out that Matt has an affinity for Wonder Woman's costumes.
That's the worst.
Thanks to his wife, she revealed all
gosh.
his desires for all of Wonder Woman's costume changes and
That is
her stylings over
that's blown
her career.
so far out of proportion in context.
Yeah.
It's just that's what makes it so dang funny.
But it's great that you're wearing the red boots today. So I'm glad.
There you go.
I'm glad you're wearing them.
Just for you, buddy.
So
I was just thinking of thanking our wives on the show, but I'm thinking they're not going to listen to this.
yeah.
One. They might listen to that other one they were on, but they're not going to listen. To this
Burgundy actually listened. She was listening to the shows. So
one.
so
Well, thank you, Burgundy, for being on the show.
she was listening. She's like, oh, hey. So we're going to jump in the news really quick. First thing we want to talk about, and it's kind of sad, is passing of the first Batman that I ever experienced, Adam West.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your first Adam West experience?
The Batman 66 movie. I don't know if
Yeah.
I saw that first or if I started watching reruns before.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was what I knew of Batman as a kid.
Yeah.
That was before the animated series. It was before Batman 87. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just crazy to think and it's, I kind of double back on myself sometimes in moments like these where I think man, it's so weird that people are getting older and stuff, but it's I'm getting older.
Yeah.
Other people are getting older. No one's going to be around forever. It's just such a bummer. When you have something that's so iconic and meaningful, you know what I mean? And I think formative for both of us. I think the thing that most people that end up becoming comic book fans experience is what's in popular media as a kid, and that kind of forms their opinion and what they're into a lot,
Yeah.
And I think having that, I can picture literally right now sitting in my grandparents' living room watching those reruns and just being surprised and frustrated every single time it got to same bat time, same bat channel. I'm like, what?
What is going to happen?
Is he going to make it out of that tank that looked like that other tank that he did?
Yeah.
I will say it's not as meaningful maybe, but I still miss the comedic timing and addition to Family Guy that Adam West brought.
Oh yeah.
At least earlier episodes. I haven't watched that show in a while.
Yeah.
But
No, he still does.
Those first few seasons, especially, just Mayor Adam West was such a great aspect of that, and I feel like it gave him this opportunity to completely just lean into the oddness of his portrayal of Batman. Do you know what I mean? It just felt like this thing where he's like, I'm just gonna lean in and have fun with this. And in a weird way that was meaningful to me too. It was just man, that's part of my childhood just coming back in this really fun way.
Yeah, it was really sad just because if you think about it, the entire crew who did the show, but Adam West, he brought something to that role of Batman. He had a really different take on it, And if it wasn't for, that show, there would have been no Batman comic books. They were ready to throw the towel on that stuff back then. And so the show brought popularity back and really
kind
probably
of reinvented.
Yeah, and it probably really brought comics back into, the forefront, and everything. So I imagine if we never got 1960s Batman, who knows? Who knows what even the industry would be like at this point, I wouldn't say there wouldn't be no comics, but it'd probably be a different world, And there's so much that's brought to the table from that show, like the onomatopoeia, the Biff, Powell's bangs. Yeah. That's all from that era. And so he's kind of the pioneer of what we have as comics now. And so it's, it's sad. It could have been somebody else. It could have been Lyle Wagner. If you ever seen the old Wonder Woman show, Lyle Wagner was Steve Trevor.
Oh.
But he auditioned. There's actually a video you can find online of him and a different person. I think, was it Dick Grayson? I'm not sure if it was the same Robin, but it was Dick Grayson's the character. I'm not sure if it was Burt Ward or if it was a different character playing Robin, but they did like a screen test, and the Batman
almost said Burt Lahr. And that is a completely different person. That is the man that played the Cowardly Lion.
Oh my gosh! So I did not know that. But the Batman suit had the black bat on it. It didn't even have the yellow symbol. So you can look that up on YouTube. Maybe we'll put it in the show notes. I'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah.
The video of the screen test.
I mean, I'll check out the show notes so I can see it.
Yeah, hey, go to the show notes at letsgocast.com and you can get it on the drop down. But yeah, and then I'll probably put I want to actually put a clip of Adam West up in there. I'm not going to put hey, here's the guy who was going to get it. But just, for comparison's sake, his portrayal was super, kind of straight-laced, and Adam West had that tongue-in-cheek and knew it was fun.
He had like this James Bond vibe when he was Bruce Wayne. I felt like.
Oh yeah,
he was
super
suave, like kind of had all the connections and just knew his way around everybody. And like to this day, like I can go back and watch the movie itself and be like, dude, this makes no sense that Catwoman would be into you in this moment. Because I'm sorry, like you're suave, but it was like, really, like. I don't know. There was something about that, like that. Well, and he was so suave and confident. Where I'm like, you're actually not that like intriguing or attractive of a guy, but like you're just working what you have. You know.
I feel like Adam West was the heartthrob, dude.
Oh.
I feel like he had. I don't know. I feel like he was like dashing and everything that he needed to be. But I love that scene where he's like.
I think it was like his confidence in his portrayal of it, though.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
More than anything.
I think that in that scene, it was great because that was the one time Bruce Wayne seemed vulnerable. Like he was smitten by Miss Kitka. Yeah. Well, that was the whole thing, for his heart to be broken when he found out she was Catwoman. He was like, what? But he had that line.
In a very melodramatic, over-the-top way.
Yeah. She was like, I have these dreams. And he's like, it's funny. I have these dreams too. He's doing it. But he had that line. It said, of what is a dream? Of what use is a dream if not a blueprint for courageous action?
So great.
Anyways, iconic. Adam West, the best Batman, the first Batman, and may he rest in peace. And so
we salute you.
We salute you, Adam West. So there's no real great transition from that, but into.
I think there could be one.
There could be, but I don't know it. Maybe you can try.
Another incarnation of Batman that's famous.
Oh, you're so good. You're so good.
Batman 87 / Batman the animated
Batman
series.
89.
89. I apologize, everybody. Yeah. I said 87 earlier too.
It was probably they were probably starting to film it at that point.
They were probably casting.
Yeah,
Michael Keaton at that point.
People are losing their minds. Like, what? There was an internet back then. People have been like, Michael Keaton's Mr. Mom. He's Beetlejuice. He can't be Batman.
He can't be Beetlejuice.
What the heck? I'm not going to see this.
He was kind of Beetlejuice Batman, though. Anyway, that's
I love Michael Keaton Batman.
But you know what's iconic about that take on Batman?
I know that you're trying to lead me into a conversation, but I want you to tell me, what is it, Matt? What is iconic?
That would be the theme for Batman from
that
era.
What's the theme? Oh, dude, the trumpets. Oh my gosh, dude. That theme that's like the best Batman theme. Like, here's the thing. Like,
well, it helps that the Nolan ones didn't really have a theme.
I think they did.
That's not a theme. That's rhythmic playing on an instrument. Yep, that's not a theme.
I think they did.
I'm letting you know right now. Those are musical things that are happening, but that is not a theme.
He's got a degree in musical theories and stuff, so
that's not a theme.
I'm not going to argue.
Anyway, Danny Elfman composed that theme.
Yes, he did.
I think
back in '87,
one of the best things he's done in his work, although he's done quite a bit of good things. News came in today.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure. The Flash TV show. He did the Flash TV show, which actually had a cool theme. I'm
glad you remember that. I don't even remember that.
Oh, it was it was really cool.
He did. There's always the Nightmare Before Christmas and the Corpse Bride, not the Princess Bride.
Most importantly,
Bride is actually one of my favorite scores he's done.
Most importantly, Oingo Boingo.
Oh yeah, which is why the Corpse Bride is such a fantastic soundtrack.
Why?
He totally channels that for one of the songs.
Does he really?
He sings on one of them, and I'm like, this is basically like
he's
a jazzy
Jack Skellington's singing voice too.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, this is
Danny
Elfman Radio.
Danny Elfman tribute.
Hey.
The reason we're talking about all this, we kind of did in reverse.
Yeah, we did in reverse. Today it was announced that Danny Elfman is now taking over the composing of the score of the Justice League movie, which is that's surprising in and of itself because oh wow, it's
especially
a little
at this point in production.
A little late in the game, but it also means Junkie XL is off the project, who was originally scoring it. And the Hollywood Reporter reported today. So this is hot, fresh news that he's off. And he actually sent out a tweet today that was
Junkie XL.
Yeah, Junkie XL. He and I'm paraphrasing because it was from. He said that his mentor is Hans Zimmer, who did The Dark Knight and Man Still and stuff like that. Said, you've made it in the composing game in Hollywood when you've been replaced. And he's also I finally made it. And so he kind of wished luck to the new team and thanked Zack Snyder for bringing him on. He's out. So
yeah. So he did Man of Steel and Batman v Superman, right? Or did he?
No, he just did Batman v Superman. Yeah, but he did Deadpool and.
Did Hans Zimmer do Man of Steel?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Hans Zimmer. So what's interesting? So here's why I think this is telling. This is telling for many reasons. You don't just kick your composer off a movie. You
don't just replace them with Danny Elfman.
So I'm not going to jump in and say something crazy like, oh, they're going to bring the old Batman theme back, which I wouldn't have a problem if they did. I think if they're trying to do big and iconic Justice League, you bring back the iconic songs. You bring back John Williams' version of Superman. And then, but you do some metal.
Then you throw in there Wonder Woman.
No, I think. Okay, proof is in the pudding. We have we have nothing to say. Every one of our wives said what about that Wonder Woman song? They love that.
They love it.
I don't know how it fits thematically with the Batman, because the Batman and the Superman theme are kind of classic. They have a kind of this classic orchestral feeling to it. The Wonder Woman
feels kind of like metal.
Feels very metal. I mean, maybe Elfman can bring it down a little bit and subdue it a little bit. I'm sure he's got the talent to do that. But anyways, this is really, really, really telling. It just feels weird.
Any guesses as to what it is?
Huh?
Any guesses as to what it is what
I think it's a tone.
Trying to get at.
It's part of the tone shift of the movie. I think they're really trying to push for a different tone. Even the trailer that came out earlier, a few months back, Junkie XL helped produce that Beatles song. That's a very stylistic choice.
Yeah, I mean that and
that doesn't feel like
Icky Thump are all we've heard connected to this movie so far.
Yeah, and so
I think bringing in someone that's known for really iconic themes and melodic work, I think that's I do agree. I think that's telling that maybe that's hey, we need something that's really going to stick. Yeah,
so I think they're really trying to go to that classic superhero feel, and I think it's smart.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the outcome for sure.
I liked what Junkie XL did in Batman vs Superman. I think he worked hand in hand with Zimmer in that. So there's a lot of music.
I thought it was fine, but I will say the times when stuff sticks out to me musically, I noticed that, and walking out of that movie, I didn't feel like any musical stuff stuck out to me.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I liked Wonder Woman's theme.
Well, Wonder Woman, obviously, sorry.
The Batman theme was kind of bam, 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 but bam. Bam. It wasn't when I hear it, I'm not thinking of Batman. It just feels like someone's banging on my door. It doesn't feel like this epic Batman.
Well, not when
theme.
we've had stuff in the past. I mean, even if it's not as heroic or kind of epic sounding, everyone still remembers da 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 da.
Oh yeah, even that
like
one.
you have stuff that sticks with you that relates to a character, and that always works in your favor when you're trying to get people to care about this character. I think that'd be good.
Yeah, I'm excited about it, man. What else we got? What else we got, man?
Okay, super exciting stuff. Last thing, Black Panther teaser trailer released.
Dude, that was 2 minutes. That wasn't
week.
even a teaser. That was a full-on trailer.
That was a full-on trailer. They called it a teaser, but I'm like, dude,
I thought it was going to be like 30 seconds, but
we haven't gotten to Comic-Con yet. We haven't gotten to full trailer yet. What the heck are you guys going to show after this?
Yeah, it was good, man. It was really good.
Really, really good. What stuck out to you from it?
It felt different. It didn't feel like a classic Marvel Comics movie. That was the first thing. Like, it did feel a little like, oh, they're doing something not so cookie cutter, you know? Yeah. So it feels like this might, well, I don't want to say it's the first like filmmaker driven film, because I feel like James Gunn kind of was the first to do something different with Guardians of the Galaxy. But like Ryan Coogler looks like,
and it looks like Thor Ragnarok's going to feel similarly.
Yeah. So it feels like in this, like, we're in, phase 3 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It feels like they're taking some risks now. They've earned it. They've earned the right to take risks, and the audience trusts them. And so it felt like a different kind of Marvel film, and there's excitement to it. And so I'm excited. And here's the thing:
just looking like you're seeing different textures, different costumes, different.
Yeah. Well, you're in Wakanda.
Anyway, like colors. I mean, as far as like costumes and stuff, like as clothing and stuff. Like you're just looking at a whole different style of things.
Yeah.
And what's cool to see is people's excitement about it is just as exciting as the trailer itself for me. Because I think as a comic book fan, like you want to like know that other people like are excited about what you're excited about,
Yeah.
And so when that happens, anything that makes that happen, I think we can get excited about too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, what's cool is, so at work, and obviously Black Panther is a black superhero, so it's cool when like your black friends get excited. And so one of our friends at work, Marquise, was all, dude, I'm excited about Black Panther. And I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, man. So, and then he started asking me all these questions about Black Panther. And I was like, have you seen Captain America Civil War? He's like, no. I go, you got to watch it. He's like, oh, he's all, really? And I was like, yeah, dude, you got to watch it. He's like, oh. And so, but he was asking me like, so what's he all about? Because he doesn't know anything. He just saw the trailer and he was really excited. And so I was kind of giving him a little bit of just some of the knowledge I know. And he's like, really? And I was like, told him, yeah, like, Captain America's shield, like the metal it's made of, it's from Wakanda. Like their nation is like so rich and powerful. But like, anyways, I was giving him kind of like this, like, the Cliff Notes, terrible Justin version of history, and so
which is still exciting.
Made him even more exciting.
An incredible character.
Oh yeah.
And so I think like as much as you want to be like, why has it taken you so long to do something of this magnitude with that character, Marvel? I also think kind of similar to what we talked about with Wonder Woman. It seems like the right time,
yeah.
Like it just seems. I mean, because say we would have done this like at the beginning of Marvel. Marvel movies in general.
Yeah.
Like around the time of Iron Man, like we wouldn't have had Ryan Coogler hadn't made Creed yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like all these different people like wouldn't be where they're at, which feels like a really great moment.
Yeah, it feels like the right people,
happen.
the right time. Because. Like,
and sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like before it was, Wesley Snipes was Blade, but he was always like, oh, I'm gonna be Black Panther. Like back in like late 90s, early 2000s, he was always pursuing to do this role. He was gonna play both. He was like, I'll play Blade, because nothing was connected then. It would just be like one-off movies.
Totally.
And so back then, it was always in the runnings to do this movie. There was always someone interested in producing it, and it just has to be the right time. And I'm hoping that feels like it's going to be like a hit because everyone's excited about it. But B, I just hope that it gets people excited about other movies where it is, other people being represented, because there's so many characters out there. That's always like one of the funny things is, I have another friend who's black. Hey, and he was really excited when he started watching these Justice League reruns with his kids. He was like, I didn't know Green Lantern was black. I was like, yeah. And he's like, who's the other black superheroes? And I was kind of going down this. I just started naming. He's like, what? He's like, really? I was like, yeah. And he got really excited. He's like, I didn't know. I was like, yeah, man. And it was kind of like, you know what? Like, there's all these characters, and you're totally right. Like, he's like, oh, they should put him on the show. And then
where have they been as far as like getting the representation?
But it's funny. Like, I'll walk by him, and sometimes he'll just say a name to me. He's He's all, hey. I was like, what? He's all, Vixen. I was and he would just say names.
He'll just say the name.
Yeah, he'll just say name. And
No
he'll like
context.
give me a look. And I'm like, it's just cool that he's excited. And so there is this like whole bunch of characters that they just haven't used yet. And I hope they start using it more across both companies, you know?
Yeah, and I'm excited. What I was going to say, and that actually I think ties in a little bit, is to see the thought of like kind of similar to what we talked about Wonder Woman, to know like, man, like this is out there now, and so as kids grow up, this is going to be there for them. Like they're going to be, because what you get exposed to as a kid, good or bad, like sticks with you.
Yeah,
and you kind of don't know whether it's good or bad or I should or I shouldn't. You just know like, yeah, this is what I experienced, and so I just kind of stick with that. Like I still think about, like I still think about like Thundercats and G.I. Joe and stuff, because that's what was around.
Yep.
And to think like the more that you have this representation of other types of characters become the norm, like that changes like even what our kids, like thinking of it as a dad, like that changes what our kids, what's normal for them, which is so exciting for me. And it's kind of a funny story, but my middle kid, Dash, we were talking about Halloween costumes back last summer, like leading up to it. And Civil War was out, like we were playing Disney Infinity, different things like that. And he was adamant. He was like, I want to be Black Panther for Halloween. And I had to do some research because I'm telling you, people that don't know me, Dash is literally the whitest kid I own.
Yeah. He's a little Steve Rogers.
He is super blonde hair, bright blue eyes, pale skin. Like he is, like all my kids are white, but he is the whitest of them all. And so there's just this idea of like, is that allowed? Like, is that okay? And so it was cool to talk to some of my friends that are Black, to be like, hey, like this is what my kid's like super excited about. And like, it's literally his favorite character right now. And that's who he's really wants to be. Like, what do you think? And all of them that I talked to are like, that's rad.
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome that that's what he wants to be. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, why shouldn't he like, because for him, he literally doesn't know any better. He's like, what's the difference? Like, it's a cool superhero.
I wouldn't like I know you just said like know any better, but I don't even think it's know any better. He just doesn't. That doesn't like it's not like he doesn't register. Know better. Yeah, it's not like a thing to him. As
that's not. He doesn't know any different. I think is the better way to put it. Like he was like, he
doesn't have those.
There's Captain America. There's Black Panther. Yeah. There's like,
and they're just heroes that are cool.
These are heroes.
Yeah,
and they're awesome. And to see like, because I was reminded of it. He like for some reason they were allowed to wear superhero costumes to the last day of school today. Go figure. Whatever. But he totally, like, I walked out of my bedroom this morning. He's got his Black Panther costume.
Nice.
And it's still something where he was like, Black Panther's the coolest. Like, I don't know. And I think that's, to see the opportunity for that to be the case for so many other people, and especially kids, I think is just such a special thing. And it really gives me hope for people to see the potential in superhero stories and movies in particular, to see like, man, there's really something special there that can really inspire a lot of different people. Yeah. Not just guys that look like me, Yeah.
No, that's true. And here's the thing, there's so much more out there that I think people aren't even aware of yet. And so that's what's cool is like, it's kind of like, it's about time. And it's hard because we're two white dudes talking. It's like we get that.
Yeah, we only see it a certain amount.
We also
from a certain perspective.
It's not like we don't have friends that aren't white guys. Like, it's cool to see their excitement and to see that and to be able to say there is more, dude. Like there's such an exciting world, and for like people of color to embrace that too. It's cool. So, anywho, like
I'm excited, and I think because of that movie is going to make so much money.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I hope
feel like
it
it's
does.
going to be so successful, and I feel like that's going to be great because I hope that spawns more like it.
Yeah. Well, again, and that goes to the point of like, I think people are hungry for something, and something that's, for that they can relate to and connect to, and like, oh, that's cool, which is good for everybody. It's good for the industry. It's good for like, there's more out there, and it's good for these studios to go, hey, you know what? Maybe we can tell different stories, and so that's what's cool. I think it's awesome, and I'm excited.
Yeah,
so
and that trailer was fantastic.
That trailer was awesome.
It was a good taste. It was a good enough trailer to where I'm like, wait, I have to wait how long to see this movie?
Yeah, February.
Like, why'd you show me now, man? You could have just waited to show me So yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the news. We're trying to keep
Yeah,
it
that
a
was
little
new. We're trying
shorter,
to keep it
but
short. I know we kind of went long on it.
That's some
but
good stuff this week, though.
Yeah. So be excited about Black Panther. Hashtag Black Panther
Black
so lit.
Panther so
Check that
lit.
out because that's
dude,
funny.
Please search that hashtag.
So the funniest thing though,
it will
is
just give joy to your life.
that the meme that I sent you of the Pink Panther.
Gosh,
Sorry, I'll put that in the notes because that was funny. The Pink Panther was funny.
that was goofy.
Yeah. Anyways,
all right. So that is news.
the news. Okay, so we're like 2 weeks behind on this, but man, this pissed me off to no end. We're gonna talk about some trash juice. All right, so 2 weeks ago, Batman number 24 came out.
It was last week, right?
Was it last week?
I think it was last week.
Maybe it was last week.
It doesn't matter. It was still
Doesn't
horrible.
matter. It was still trash.
Tell me about it,
juice.
Justin. You brought this to the table.
And so, DC put out like a news release and it said, "Hey, something crazy is happening." And if you read the news item, it was kind of alluding to what was happening. And spoilers here, we're gonna spoil what happened here for Batman 24. If you haven't read it, stop. We're gonna spoil it now, but I'm giving you a chance to stop and read it before I reveal what happened. So there is a news site out there called Batman News, and they straight up put a tweet out that was all Batman proposes to Catwoman in Batman, like straight out in the tweet. It's not like you'd avoid it. If you scanned through it, you would see it, and it pissed a lot of people off. I was reading this whole thread about people going, "What?"
Well, because this was before the comic was released.
Yeah, the comic. Yeah, it was like the day before or whatever, or the day,
morning.
No, I think it was the day of. It was actually the day of, but it was like
people do that on the morning of when like most comic shops aren't even open. And
yeah, I haven't been to the comic shop yet. I'm still at work or whatever. Like I don't think you should reveal stuff. I think there's like a code of ethics of spoilers. Like, hey, don't say it yet. Like, hey, you watched The Walking Dead, don't tweet right away. Like, oh, Carl got shot in the face. Don't do that because I haven't seen it yet. It's frustrating. So anyways, like, and it's not just the Batman news site. There's a whole bunch of other sites that do. I think even USA Today ran
there
like
were
an
a
article.
few
But
like that I saw, or there were like the kind of like roundabout ones where it's like, how did Batman's other marriage to Catwoman go? Like was like the title to it. I'm like,
there you go.
I guess I can figure that out.
That's a thing. So it was pretty annoying that the owner of the site was trying to defend it. Well, DC put it out, and don't be mad at me.
Stupid.
Yeah. And anyways,
Doesn't matter.
Have a little like I don't know, integrity with your news. Like we get if it was a fan or somebody, fine. Like fans, people on Twitter can say whatever. But if you're running a news site and you're trying to like,
and people are following you and depending on you to like, hey, what do I need to know about?
And I guarantee the guy got clicks on clicks on clicks because negative stuff, whatever, brings traffic to the site. So anyways, This Week in Trash Juice is dedicated to BatmanNews.com. There you go. So speaking of Batman 24, that was a cool issue, man. Like,
yeah. Did that news ruin the issue for you, or did you still enjoy it?
This is the thing that sucks the worst. So
because I know about it.
I heard there was a spoiler going on, and I kind of
I
figured there was something like gonna happen. Like, I thought it was gonna be like I'm Bruce Wayne, I'm Batman, but part of me was like, she knows he's Bruce Wayne, but I was like, wait, does she in Rebirth? Does she know? And so I was thinking of all these things, and then I was I was spoiler free, and then freaking.
How did you react?
Well, but then I clicked on a link because somebody clicked on, like, was complaining about it, and I scrolled up and I was like, dang it, and I saw it and I was so pissed. I was mad, and I was like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? So it didn't ruin the story for me.
But the issue still unfolded. Like
the issue still unfolded, but you kind of knew like what was gonna happen.
Yeah.
So, but again, there was a interesting, and you got spoiled by it, so that sucks. But there was an interesting, like Tom King had an interesting way of telling the story where you think, oh, is this Catwoman talking? But it's not. And anyways, it was good. It was a good issue, and you can read it later, buddy.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry it was spoiled, but it was still a great issue. And
well, it sounds like it was still great. And I think like even if I know the ending, I can still enjoy Tom King's writing.
Yeah. And there you go. And I think
did Mitch Gerads do this issue too?
No. This is
Tony Daniels, David Finch.
Yeah, this is David Finch doing this
I
one.
had to think like, who's been drawing Batman lately?
David Finch is back on this
Cool.
one, and but
Well,
he had different inkers working on it because there were some pages that looked a little different. That looked like I didn't hate it. I was like, ooh, I wish this person would ink you more, you know. So it was a good issue. Like the whole thing.
Ink you all up.
Yeah, I'm gonna ink you up, yo. Yeah. The whole comic was really great. So looking forward to the next one.
Read
next
or
week.
heard about like that scene and how it actually unfolded.
Mm-hmm.
Like seemed like a really cool way because the last time you had the Bat and the Cat, like that little 2-issue kind of break.
Yeah.
A few issues back, you had them arguing about the first time they met.
Yeah.
And what it actually was,
Mm-hmm.
and then that came back around.
Yeah.
This time. Tori's like, well, actually, it was this.
Yeah.
And that diamond that you stole, once I got it back, I bought it. And
Yeah.
I was
so
like, dude,
yeah.
that's rad.
And what I love that Tom King has introduced this bat cat type of, this back and forth. They call each other bat and cat. I like that. It's cool. It's kind of like it's a nice little thing they've added to the.
What do you think this means for the future? Like,
I don't know, man. I mean,
look into your crystal Batman ball.
My crystal bat, the bat ball.
Look into the bat balls.
I don't know. Here's what I did like. I did like in Hush.
That was a good joke, and you didn't even. That's okay.
The what?
I said look into the bat balls.
The bat balls. Let me look into the bat balls.
Whatever, dude. It's not funny. I have to go back to it. Forget it, everybody.
Forget it. So I liked when Bruce Wayne and Selena Kyle had kind of a relationship, like especially in Heart of Hush. Have you ever read Heart of Hush? This is like Paul Dini.
No, I read Hush, not Heart of Hush.
It was Dustin Nguyen and Paul Dini. And
nice.
Yeah, I should let you borrow it. It's really good. I have the collected version of it, and it's better than Hush. I didn't hate Hush at all, but it's a better story than the initial Hush story. I think. I think the Hush story was like Michael Bay Batman comic. You know, a lot of visual, a lot of spectacle.
Totally.
Like, here's everything you know about Batman, and Superman's in it too, and it was just everything, and it was good, and it was entertaining.
That was like a kitchen sink, like kind of comic book. Like,
there you go.
Hey,
See, everything was in it. Heart of Hush was more of a story. You're following it in detective story, and I think it was in Detective Comics, if I want to be correct. Anyways, I like that story, and a lot of the Catwoman Batman relationship stuff in there. I liked a lot, and
awesome.
So, anyways, I like them together, and I think it makes for an interesting dynamic. You know, it's a definite like change in the story if it goes that way.
Yeah,
but I'm not against it.
I mean, because I think that brings in so many aspects.
Oh,
to,
dude,
like,
you can
the
get crazy.
relationship with Damien.
Oh, I was just gonna say you can get some crazy stuff with like
Crazy stuff with Damien.
the mom.
Because he's gonna be
her
like,
mom.
he's gonna be sneaking up behind her with a sword or something like that.
Yeah.
Be like, this is freaking Catwoman. Let's kill her. But then you also
And
have.
then Tally's gonna show up, and she's like, "You can't teach my son stuff." And there's gonna be like cat fights.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Hey.
And then, but the other thing I think of is coming out of the button with him.
You mean the I am button?
You stop that. With Thomas Wayne saying, "Don't be Batman."
Yeah.
And now his next step is to propose to someone to like settle down. Or I'm like, oh, is this a step in that direction? Like, what are we looking at here?
Yeah. Not.
Man, I'm really genuinely
And this
curious to
Darkest
see where it
Day
goes.
stuff going on, so we're gonna get into that.
gonna
So
happen.
yeah, man, I like it.
what would you rate that issue?
Oh, dude,
It's been a gotta go. Does it continue
it's
to be?
gotta go. Tom King,
Cool.
Batman, gotta go. Except for the Monster Man, which wasn't him. So there you go.
All right, let's go across the aisle a little bit here.
Yeah.
We both read Defenders #1 released today.
Yeah.
Dude,
Man, that was a good comic right there.
that was a cool comic.
Yeah.
So, what was your initial reaction to it?
I was
General thoughts.
honestly, I was glad I bought it because I almost didn't buy it. I was like, oh man, I don't know.
I'm glad you bought it too, so that means I could read it.
Because sometimes Marvel just puts stuff out to put stuff out, and this felt like
This felt like a pretty big deal, though. They were kind of stacking it.
Yeah, it
'Cause
felt
you have
like
the show coming out in just a couple weeks.
And they put it out for Free Comic Book Day. They had like kind of the preview to this story in there.
You have Bendis writing.
Yeah, so that was it. Like I like Brian Bendis, but for sure I like David Marquez. I like what he did
that
on
art
All
is
New X-Men and
clean,
what he
man.
did on Miles Morales Spider-Man. So the art's really good.
I'd forgotten he was on All New X-Men.
Yeah, he did.
He took over
alternates
after
with
Stuart Immonen.
Stuart Immonen. So whatever. Stuart. So I really liked it, and I like that Matt pointed out that spoilers. We're gonna spoil this. The guy in the beginning looks like Donald Trump Jr. drug
And he
dealer.
dies.
So, oh
like,
man,
well, all right.
I don't know. Maybe it's
A
not.
little subtext, you know.
I don't know.
I loved the introductions of each of the characters. They all kind of had their own like title card.
Yeah,
Not that it felt completely different from what I've read of Jessica Jones, but it definitely feels in line with Kristen Ritter on the show.
yeah. There's a definite like change in her demeanor, but it's not alienating at all. So here's here's what I was thinking. Like we were talking about like before the show, Matt's like the show has a lot to live up to, right? And I would agree.
I think so.
I would agree with
this
that.
is a really great. Like if this was the first episode of the show, I'd be like, hell yeah, this is great. Let's do it.
Yeah. The thing is, the show doesn't have the benefit. The comic has the history. Like these characters all know each other and they trust each other. The show, they don't know anybody at all. So there's not going to be any of that that history there. But here's what it did for me though. The cancellation of the Power Man Iron Fist comic kind of sucks.
Yes,
but
it still hurts a little bit.
Kind of made me think this is like a one up maybe, because now we get Power Man Iron Fist and you're getting Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones was in Power Man Iron Fist too, so you still get that interaction, probably a little bit more, right?
Yeah,
she was
you're
in
adding Daredevil into the mix.
You're just adding Daredevil. I like Daredevil, so you're
the
adding
handle on the
Daredevil
characters is great.
Yeah. All
it
the
seems
characters
like all
feel
of them feel true to themselves. I love that they're carrying on a conversation with Daredevil as he's just taking out a room full of people.
Yeah.
That part was
that
awesome.
was good. Okay, so here's like Bendis has written all these characters except Iron Fist. He hasn't really written Iron Fist. He wrote Luke Cage and Secret Avengers, and Jessica Jones was in there. He wrote Jessica Jones
he wrote Daredevil.
And wrote Daredevil, and so Iron Fist is the only one I haven't really. Correct me if I'm wrong, internets, but I don't think he's written him. But if he has, I don't know. There wasn't like a whole bunch to his character in this.
Yeah, there was. He wasn't.
But it's good.
Very prominent, but it just felt like a really. Because here's what a first issue needs to do, just like a first episode of the show. You can't expect it to give you everything.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a fair expectation. But you can expect, give me something that's going to make me want to come back.
Yeah.
And I think it did that.
Yeah. Oh, it definitely did. And you know what? I like Daredevil's black and red suit in this.
Dude, I was going to say the same thing, and I thought we were going to fight about it.
No, man.
But I saw
I
in
hate
this,
it.
I was like, you know what?
It doesn't have those stupid claws in the D's, and that's what I think I like.
That is such a small detail.
I know, but I was like, okay, I still prefer the all red suit, but
the black and
didn't
red, like
bug
I was
me.
like, dude, I can get behind this.
Didn't bug me as much, and I like the Black Cat was in it. Like I didn't know she was going to be in it.
Yeah.
So I don't like her new costume. It's kind of stupid, but
and that ending, man.
Yeah.
Was like, whoa.
So we won't spoil the ending, but I'm gonna give this Defenders comic. I'm gonna rate it, and you're gonna rate it.
Yes. You want me to go
rate
first?
It. You go first.
I'm gonna give it a let's go.
I'm giving it a freaking gotta go.
Oh dang!
So I just based on here's the thing. I'm excited to read the next issue. It gets me more pumped up for the Defenders show, so I feel like I'm primed for it now.
Yeah.
Like the stink of of Iron Fist has gone away. Seriously, I'm like, okay, now I'm excited. Like let's see if they can compare to what this was. Bendis always writes. I like Bendis's writing. Some people don't. Yeah. I like it, but David Marquez's art is phenomenal. I don't know how he can keep this up on a monthly, so I'm hoping he's got like 6 or 7 in the box. So because this looks like it looks really. It looks like he's taken a long time to do this, and I really like his work. And
I really hope he can keep up. With
yeah,
that.
Yeah. Because he just came off. He just came off Civil War 2.
20-something pages.
Like, it's good stuff, dude.
It's always tough to keep it at that pace.
So and they said they made that comment in there, like, the Avengers are up there in the sky, and we need to be on the streets. Like, and I like how Daredevil's like. Sorry, I can't talk. I like how Daredevil's like. We need to make a team. They need to know we're out here. Like, no more of this messing around. And so, I like that. It's kind of like it's kind of Daredevil's idea to like, let's do this.
And I like that they didn't have to fight each other first before deciding to provide it. Make a team.
Yeah.
So way to go.
Yeah.
So let's go. Got to go.
Yeah, I give it a gotta go.
Either way, check out that book. Even if you're not currently picking up comics, and you just like the Netflix shows, other than Iron Fist,
I think this is a great.
Check this out. This is a fantastic, approachable comic book that really does a great job of setting you up and pulling you in for it without feeling like you need to know a bunch of stuff ahead of time.
Yeah, I think so. I think you nailed it right there. Does a really great
job.
So,
all right. So next book,
we're going to talk about Bug
number 2.
Bug number 2. Oh man.
So We talked about it, gosh, was it 3 episodes ago now?
I think so. Maybe
Bug
4.
number 1.
Yeah.
And we liked it a
Mm-hmm.
lot.
Yeah.
I'm saying this because probably to defend myself a little bit from Defenders number 1.
Mm.
I don't give a gotta go to a first issue very often.
Wow.
Just because I don't expect it to be everything all the time. So I'm like, I feel like a Let's Go is a really solid shot for.
Yeah, no, Let's
issue.
Go is not a bad thing at all.
But I think we both gave Bug number 1 a gotta go just because we loved it so much.
Yeah, it was just fun and different, and I
Does this keep
you know
this
what?
up?
I don't know if I gave it a gotta go, to be honest. I think I
Really?
gave it a Let's Go.
Did we both give it a Let's Go?
I think I gave it a Let's Go because I don't think it's for everybody.
That's
It's
true.
definitely for me because I love weird and quirky, and I love Micah Allred. But to jump ahead,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this issue a gotta go because
What's the difference between the two for you? Like what changed to
there's-
give this one a gotta go?
just because I understand what it's doing. Like, I understood what it was doing before, but I'm thinking, man, if you don't like weird comics, then you're not going to like Bug. If you don't like fun, like the tongue a little bit in the cheek, like, you're not going to like Bug. And now that we're in issue 2, people who are buying issue 2 are probably already buying issue 1.
Yeah,
and so
they're like, all right,
it's
I'm
and maybe
And you should be
maybe you
in.
should go back and get issue 1. I think you should if you haven't read it, because it's just fun, zany. It's a celebration of comics, is what it is, and it's really a celebration of like DC history. And we didn't talk
really
about
is.
it, but going back to the first issue, as I read it again and kind of read some interviews and stuff, the scene with him with Batman and some of the New Gods in the first couple of pages was taken out of the Cosmic Odyssey comic, which
that's awesome.
I haven't read that in forever, and so.
Yeah.
It didn't click with me. So some people like called it out on Twitter, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And so it made more sense to me that now he is traveling through time and he's experiencing different things. And so,
But I still feel like, that being said, like, you don't need to know that reference. There's like layers to the story where there's deeper things. Like, if you know, but you're not like missing out on the story completely if you don't get that reference.
oh yeah,
I think, because I didn't get the reference.
yeah,
and
no,
I
it
still
didn't. It
loved the
did.
book.
It didn't take away from the story at all. It made it better. Like learning and going back, that's the best part. Like, oh man, like it's like Rogue One. Rogue One makes episode 4 better.
That's true.
Yeah, and so sometimes going on Twitter after you read a comic, it gets better. And so it was cool. And even what made it even better is Michael Allred tweeted us back and sent us some messages and said that
awesome.
and said that he liked the show. So there you go,
Thank you.
Michael
Thank you,
Allred.
sir.
Maybe or maybe he didn't give our show a gotta go, but he did say he liked the theme song, and so that's cool. So, bug number 2, just jumping into it's zany. He's on some like spinning travel disc. It's it looks kind of like a snow sled disc, right?
Well, it kind of reminds me of Static a little bit.
Oh, okay, there you go.
But you know what they had? The onomatopoeias are all very literal still. That's a
Yeah.
carryover from the first one. Like when he kickflips like that shield like onto his back, it's tip and then flip.
My favorite is grab. Yeah, grab. So totally fun.
Love that stuff. I love that his solution to, more onomatopoeia stuff. When he is asked to fix the radio, he turns it into a mother box.
Yeah, that's fun.
And as he's turning it into a mother box, it's swap, fix, replace, discard.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, just stuff like that is so fun. And the fact that it just does random things too. When it's like, what does it do? Well, it makes you warmer. Hey, it's going to clear up your acne.
Yeah.
It's gonna,
Okay, I was
like,
gonna say
this is amazing.
That was funny because I noticed that when I was reading it. Like, what was he, Sandy or whatever?
Yeah.
Sandy the Golden Boy. Like, I'm like, what's on his face? Is that acne or is it just like snow?
And then it was cleared up.
And then it was cleared up.
Dude,
So that was really
so
funny. I thought that was good. Like, superheroes never have acne. Like,
and him needing to know what's going on from the mother box, it plays like an old movie, which again, so cool.
Just fun. And I love that the Golden Age Blue Beetle is in there.
Yeah,
That was cool. So he's hanging out with the original losers, kind of like these ragtag. Like, you know what? Speaking of losers, let's talk a little bit. I'm going to jump into Wonder Woman.
Whoa.
Yeah, sorry. Jumping right in. Like Steve Trevor's like kind of crew could have kind of been like the losers. I wish they kind of said, "Oh, these are the losers."
Oh, that could have been cool.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they couldn't because they already did those movies with the losers. Anyways, back in the bug. There you go.
Yeah, back into Bug. We also have Sandman there.
Yeah, Sandman's with
along
them.
for the ride. Yeah, there's so many cool choices. Gosh.
Yeah.
I just love it. I love the talk about the Abominable Snowman
Mm-hmm.
and like it being fake and then it comes back around.
Yeah.
Love that. I think, oh gosh, trying to remember. There was one other part.
I like that they have
again.
Nanda Parbat in there. Like the place
Yeah.
where everyone goes to train. And I think that's like a recent thing, at least from 2006. I feel like the first I ever heard about it was when they did the 1 year later DC stuff, like back when it was after the 52 mini like maxi series that went on for a year. Like that's where Batman was. He was in Nanda Parbat, like training and focusing on being Batman again. And so it's cool that it's kind of part of the DC, like it's a location in a DC universe. They have it's another place, you know. So I thought that was cool that was in there. So fun.
Yeah, dude.
And then
his little moment with Sandy is cool too.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he's asking him about like what happens with the war, and he's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh yeah, Hitler blows his brains out."
yeah, he just tells him like you shouldn't say
Just
these
straight
things.
up tells him. Yeah, so I loved that, and I love like, gosh, that's what it was. That's what I was looking for. Holy High Father on Rye.
Yeah.
was the best catchphrase thing. Like, man, there were some good ones, but that was the best.
Oh yeah, dude. There actually was. There was another one that he said that was. It made me laugh. I'm trying to.
You did laugh out loud. I was sitting next to you when you were reading it.
When I was reading it, I was like, "What the heck?"
But
What
you
did he
keep
say?
looking while
Yeah,
I
keep going, because there was some really funny like.
talk about how it's really interesting. So we have General Electric is here, but he's in his younger form. He doesn't have the robot brain.
Yeah.
And he has the little girl and the teddy bear with him.
Yep.
Which is interesting because remember, like in the first issue, it's like, is she real? Is the teddy bear real? Are they actually talking to him? And it seems to confirm that, yes, she's real. Right? Wouldn't that be it?
I think so. We don't know. We have to keep reading.
Seems that way. And I'm curious, do you think this... so I don't get the reference, so I don't know if he's maybe someone else. Chagra, if that's how you say it.
Mm-hmm.
Chagra. The guy in the green hood that gets away with all of the metal.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Is that his actual character's name, or do you think he's someone else?
I don't know.
He kind of reminds me of like someone. He's someone from like Apocalypse, or you know what I mean, like something
Yeah.
to do with the New Gods.
Yeah, I don't
So
know.
I'm curious. I'm
Yeah.
wondering. And then I also love that as Sandman says his like his catchphrase,
Yeah.
the domino does like appear in Bug's hand,
Mm-hmm.
and the first thing he thinks to do is to throw the domino at the guy. There's just so much of that where it's just like over the top, like just really fun. I don't know. There's a sense of self-awareness that makes it really great.
Yeah.
And I love like
Bounce off.
Yes,
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
Or I think when he gets the whistle into the dude's head, kicks it into his head, and was like, "Oh, like I'm the reason he gets that wacky robot brain."
Yeah.
And the teddy bear starts talking again, and I love it when Ouroboros self-contained time loop comes together. Just little things like that, man, just makes it so fun.
The time stuff's going to be kind of fun. So I didn't know this was a time traveling type of adventure, which I love time travel things, and so I like that when there's paradoxes and like.
Well, I feel like it's not going to be limited to just time travel.
Yeah.
If it's my guess would be, because the last one didn't seem like it was any certain place in time. It was like, is it a dream or is it awake?
That's true.
And this one's time, so I'm wondering, like, is there
Maybe it's a dream.
space? Is
Time
there
dreams.
other dimensions?
It's time dreams. The time dreamer. Matt Ritchie is the time dreamer. So, yeah, man, I can't figure out what the heck it is. I was laughing at. I thought it was hilarious, and I'll probably.
You probably think of it as
Yeah.
soon as we're done recording.
I just like
sure.
Again, this is kind of how like the dialogue that like Ulrich tends to use, and
Yeah.
I guess his brother's just as zany as his because it seems like they're just a great team. It seems fun. So yeah,
We
Bug.
all read like that writing is
Yeah,
fantastic. I think the story is really engaging, even
Yeah.
though it totally keeps you kind of like off balance as to like I'm still not sure what's going on, but I want to keep going.
Yeah, I wish this was a TV show. It'd be fun to watch it.
Oh man,
Probably couldn't come on. You probably couldn't like even make it close to like how fun it is, but it's ridiculous.
True. And I would pretty much always enjoy Mike Allred's art style. I think it adds to the fun. It all just works together so well.
Yep.
Just a great addition to the story. I'm looking forward to issue 3.
It's why comics are great. This is why comics are great. Bug, number 2, gotta go.
Gotta go.
All right. So our last book that we're gonna go over.
And this one may take a few minutes.
This is DC Dark Days, The Forge. This is right now. Put on some freaking, like, the most metally metal you have.
Metal.
And I'm thinking you might need to put on, I don't know, dude. Like, I'm trying to think, like, what you should put on. Like, Kill Switch, Engage.
All
I
right.
don't care who's singing, but yeah. Even
So let's
the
talk about
cover.
this.
The cover has metal on it.
Dark Days, The Forge is part of a 2-part prelude.
Oh, this is a 2-part?
To
I thought this was
the casting is the next one.
Oh, okay. Of course.
Which
the Forge,
in July,
the casting.
Forge,
and
the
then
casting,
metal.
and then
Okay.
we got Dark Knight's Metal in August. So just to give context for those who might not know,
Yeah.
although if you don't know, that's kind of crazy because it's everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
I think. How'd you feel about this book in general, man? Did you enjoy reading this book?
Yes, I did. It was fun. It was really fun. There was obviously a few things I took issue with, but we're going to get into that. And
Yeah.
I have not shared my thoughts with Matt yet. I wish I took notes
man,
because I
so
hope I
good.
don't. I might just jump all over the place.
So I have a thought how to organize it.
Okay, you tell me.
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah.
It seems to me there's kind of 3 main storylines going on here.
Mm-hmm.
You have the journal of Hawkman.
Which I loved.
So fantastic.
Yeah.
And then you have Batman and what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have Green Lantern
Yeah.
and Duke Thomas are kind of the 3 storylines. What
Yeah.
if we took each of those in turn and then maybe talked about some of the issues we had after that?
Yeah,
If there's
that's cool.
anything
Yeah, we
outside
can do
of
that. We can do that.
Right. Hawkman.
Yeah, I like
This
Hawkman.
does not seem like it's New 52 Savage Hawkman.
No, it's not. It feels like it's going back to, Brightest Day, that kind of the original idea that Jeff Johns fixed.
Yeah,
all the work that Jeff Johns did to fix Hawkman
And then they undid
in like
it.
early 2000s.
And they were redoing it.
And it feels like it's in that idea of I feel like they're going there. I'm trying to get my groundings back to what's going on. 'Cause the good thing with what he did is this reincarnation thing, and I think they just kind of taken it a step further. That every time he dies, he reincarnates. And so even if what Jeff Johns did with reestablishing the Thanagarian technology with the Egyptian reincarnation of Hawkman, it can fit in with what he did. Because I think what he did is like, Carter Hall, archaeologist, and he reincarnated and all other stuff, whatever. It doesn't jump in the way of that, and it fits nicely. So I like it. I like that a lot. And I'm
think
wondering,
it's a good way to break up the narrative too, because
Yeah.
you're reading something that someone has written instead of reading dialogue,
Mhm.
which is a lot of what everything else is. There's a lot of dialogue in this issue.
And I hope it brings. Now I'm kind of thinking, should I have read The Death of Hawkman? Was this one of those secret like precursors,
Right?
Or were they trying
Well, that's
to?
what I
like-
wonder. Because spoilers, supposedly Hawkman is dead right now.
Yeah. Well, I thought he was dead already, and then they were like, "No, he's dead again." I don't know. So
No, he's dead,
I have no idea. And I think I love Hawkman, but when
Which could be the
done,
case still, by the way,
great.
because we haven't seen him or heard from him.
Yeah.
We're just reading what he's written down.
Yeah. So
And what he's writing down is that there's something mysterious and there's something having to do with the nth metal
yeah,
that gave him his powers.
yeah, and
That it doesn't just make you fly, but there might be other stuff going down.
it doesn't just make you fly; it gets you high.
I think
Possibly.
it's good when you have someone that seems to be, I mean, for the most part, I mean, for all practical purposes, he's immortal.
Yeah.
Even if he's reincarnating every time,
Yeah.
he's keeping his memories and stuff, right?
Mhm.
And so to show that kind of a character, I don't know, maybe other people don't think about it, but sometimes I think like, what are they doing with all of this time that they have?
Yeah.
And to show like, no, he's literally trying to research this metal and what's come from it this entire time. And he seems to know the most, but about what's going on, but we hear from him the least, which I thought was interesting.
Well, it's definitely a bookend, to the whole story, and I'm actually excited to see Hawkman come back into it because
Me too.
yeah, I love that part where he's in bed and he wakes up and his mace is on the wall. I like that at Hawkman's house. His mace is just hanging on the wall, like ready to grab,
right.
Like I'm gonna grab a flashlight.
Oh yeah,
like,
when he's getting out of bed.
He gets out of bed. His mace is just there hanging. Like, let me hold on. Let me grab this really quick. I'm gonna put a mace in the wall.
That is really
I'm
funny.
gonna see if Berg will allow that. Because can you imagine charging down the hallway at somebody with a mace? That would scare me.
Absolutely.
I'm not one to break into people's houses, but if someone ran into me with a mace, that'd freak me out.
Does it seem to you like there are a few different artists on this?
Yep.
We have Jim Lee, Andy Kubert, John Romita Jr.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like, there's a little overlap, but they kind of each take one of these arcs for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ish.
Okay, let's talk about that.
I wonder how they broke that up, actually.
I wish they would have just done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just probably going to avoid what we just talked about.
That's fine.
I wish they would have just had an artist do each section because
Yes.
it was weird. It was like,
it pulled me out of it every single time.
Now John Romita's drawing Green Lantern, but Jim Lee was drawing him before.
Just drawing him. Yeah.
And so that threw me out. I wish that one artist drew one section of the story, and instead.
And it just seems like an interesting combination to me, honestly. Like, I don't want to downplay John Romita Jr. and what he's done for comic books and what he's accomplished as an artist.
Yeah.
But I will say it seems like there's more of a commonality and a through line between Andy Kubert and Jim Lee's art.
Yeah.
To where it doesn't feel as striking of a difference.
Yeah.
Because you turn the page and it's like, whoa, that's John Romita Jr. drawing Superman and Batman now. Like,
his
you know what I mean?
Superman it's kind of off-putting because I even read a little bit of his New 52 Superman run he did. I read a few of it, the where he was fighting Ulysses, and his Superman looks different here. It looks like a completely different character from what he drew before, and I love his art on Spider-Man and on Daredevil, and when he did Kick-Ass,
That's true.
I liked it.
Kick-Ass.
There was something about it; it just worked. I don't know what it is about his stuff on DC that has made me feel disconnected. Even the stuff he did with the Batman, the All-Star Batman stuff for Rebirth. The story was good from Snyder, but some of the art was just. It's not bad. I don't want to say it's bad because he's a good artist, but some of it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
And so I would just say that it's not connecting with me.
Yeah.
But,
so I would say that's one of the only downsides to me was the trade-off in the art. Just felt the handoffs themselves.
Yeah.
Maybe not the art in and of itself.
Yeah.
As much as the
all of a
handoff
sudden,
between them was real clunky. So you have
all of a sudden
John
next
Romita
page,
Jr. and all of a sudden one page it's Jim Lee.
Yeah. Why?
2 pages. Sorry.
Why couldn't John Romita Jr. finish these 2 pages off? It doesn't make any sense to have 2 pages of Jim Lee art.
Yeah, and then going back to Jim Lee for Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Who knows? It might be that they were all buddies and they all wanted a shot. Like, I want to draw that character a little bit too. Who knows?
Yeah, that didn't make any sense to me.
So, but story-wise, anything else about the Hawkman aspect of things, that seemed pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I liked it. I liked where they're going at. They're to bring something else in about the nth metal. That's cool.
Tie it into the DC universe in general. I feel like is a cool idea.
Yeah. Especially if it brings Hawkman back to kind of a prominence. So, I like Hawkman.
And Hawk Girl.
Oh, and Hawk Girl.
Hot Girl.
Hot Girl. Hot Girl. There you go.
Oh, gosh. And so I think we'll skip the Batman one. We'll leave that one for last.
Okay.
That aspect. We can talk about Green Lantern.
Yeah.
I think right away it's interesting that one of the Guardian, the Ganthet, is telling him, hey, you need to go check this thing out, and they can't release whatever the secret is.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, dang, dude, that's drawing the attention of the Green Lantern Corps, and actually telling him even hey, don't tell your other Green Lantern buddies about this either. That's just shady, right off the bat, and that's going to cause fights.
Yeah.
That moment right there.
Yeah.
I think it was. Sorry, go ahead.
It threw me for a loop because I was like, is Ganthet a Guardian again? Because wasn't he a Blue Guardian?
I thought he was gone.
So
yeah,
I'm not. Yeah, so I'm not caught up on some of the Green Lantern stuff that's happened. So that was one of my questions. Is Ganthet a Guardian again? So cool.
Apparently,
cool. I like Ganthet. He's cool.
So they have him end up teaming up with Duke.
Yeah, who's like kind of hanging out. Who I like, who's just kind of like, his job is like, don't let nobody in the Batcave. Like, how's Duke gonna stop? I like their back and forth. He was like, I thought Yellow didn't mess with you, and he's like,
oh, dude, I loved that.
yeah, because at first I was like, oh, he's only grabbing him from the back of his costume where it's black. In the first part, he has. Like,
I didn't even notice that
collar.
until he said something about like, I thought Yellow was like. I was like, that's really funny.
Yeah, and he's like, oh yeah, only if you don't know what you're doing. He's like, what does that even mean? And so I like the back and forth and Hal Jordan going, what's your name? Canary? Yellow Robin? Like, what's your name? So just poking fun at him.
Big
like,
Bird.
Yeah, Big Bird.
Yeah, and then I think that mystery on that aspect of things got really interesting real quick.
Yeah,
I'm
his
like,
ring
wait,
not
there's
working.
some like secret portal, and when he goes in there, his ring is interrupted and doesn't work.
Yeah,
and
like I
there's
saw, your Batcave needs a Batcave.
yeah, this disembodied voice like talking to them about stuff. And I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And him actually being concerned of like, hey, like my whole arm is on fire right now. Like my ring's never done this before.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, what did Batman do with a special portal cave thing?
I don't know if it's that. I think it's whatever was in that little vial. I think that's what it is.
That was it?
It seemed like that's what.
That was a metal. I read somewhere. I mean, I had to do some research because I'm like, there's so many Easter eggs. I don't know that's been a part of All-Star Batman or Detective. Maybe Detective.
I don't know.
But there's a certain kind of metal that they found out actually has a link to nth metal.
Oh, okay. So I think that's what's throwing the ring off.
Interesting.
And I think that's why Ganthet sent him there to check it out. Like, there's something going on. That could interfere with the rings, because that could be a huge, disruptor against any type of Green Lantern like interference.
Yeah,
so
that's a big deal.
So definitely that was really cool. I thought
if that
was
gets
good.
into the wrong hands, people know that you can interrupt a Green Lantern power ring.
Yeah,
that's trouble.
Yeah.
So the end of that part of the arc for this issue, the disembodied voice is revealed
to be the Joker.
That's Joker.
Yeah, which I didn't see that coming. But then part of me was like, the freaking Joker. Like, I like the Joker, but I didn't want to see like the Joker in this. But this might tie into that Three Jokers story that's coming up. So.
Okay, so I sent you a link today to only read after you read this.
Yeah,
so it's fine that you haven't read it yet.
Yeah.
But Scott Snyder does an interview, and he actually mentioned, he was like, oh yeah, Jeff has like a really cool story, and he's going to handle this isn't going to tie into the Three Jokers thing, but he has that coming, and it's really great.
Oh, well,
I was like,
cool.
oh, well. Okay.
So is Joker not going to be a part of the rest of this?
It's really interesting. Scott Snyder, and he's talked about it before, he likes to use the Joker in a way as in old Greek like comedies and tragedies as the chorus, the Greek chorus that is kind of the observer saying like, you're doing it wrong, or you're doing that right. Yeah. Or do you know what I mean? Like, that's like, oh, I know what's going on, but I'm not going to tell you. He's like, that's the Joker. He's like, and that's how I want to use him, for him to be like, he's been along for the ride with Batman pretty much this whole time. So he's been getting the same information he has in a way.
Yeah. And
so he's going to have a piece of information to give. And I was like, that's kind of cool. But then he doesn't want to overuse him though either, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
So I thought that was an interesting turn of events for that. And it was kind of a cool cliffhanger. And for him to say we're all just pieces in Batman's puzzle. Yeah. I'm like, dude, freaking Batman.
Always. Batman, always being prepared, always using people. So jump into the Batman story. Starts off, he's in a gigantic, looks like a Kryptonian robot suit, but it's probably not. But it's cool. He's rescuing.
But it does look like it. Doesn't look like one of his.
Yeah, it did look like. Yeah, it didn't look like the Batbot that was on the moon, Batcave. Remember in Superman where there was the Batman robot that was in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that would have been cool if they kind of referenced that. But whatever. So he's saving.
Well, he did go to the moon Batcave too.
They did go to the moon Batcave. So
he comes out of lava.
Yeah.
And this freaking mech, like that's just so. Like,
it was
already,
just cool.
I'm like, that's so metal, dude.
Yeah.
Like
that's like it's pretty cool. And he saves. What's the name of that? The scientist. He saves some scientist. I don't know if it mattered. I think he was just some scientist that was working for Wayne.
Yeah, I don't know if that matters as much.
So he hooks up with Aquaman. They start talking. He's all, thanks. And Aquaman's like, what are you doing here? Like,
he has a beard.
There's something going on. Yeah,
hair.
Aquaman's already starting to look more Jason Momoa. Like,
sure.
I feel like 2 issues ago, long hair, no beard. Now,
long hair
with a beard. All right, he's getting there.
Yeah, piece by piece. And so I think what's interesting.
He's like, outrageous, bro.
in their
Yeah.
and their interaction though, what
Yeah.
I thought was interesting is the place that he was saving the scientists from was a black site that no one knew about. Like
Yeah.
even Aquaman, he's like, why would you not let me know about this when it's
Yeah.
in my territory? And I love that Batman's response to him though
Yeah.
is, with what I know is locked underneath Atlantis. Is that really a question you want to ask me? I'm like,
He's like-
freaking Batman.
He's like, all right.
And then another, like, there's so many. I feel like Batman's the one that brings in the most, like, Easter eggs and different characters.
Yeah.
So you have an invisible Blackhawks jet
Yeah.
floating above them.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all we hear of that.
It's like, okay.
Like, all right, well, that's the thing. And then you have the next time we see him, he's on the moon Batcave, the lunar Batcave.
Yeah.
Mr. Terrific.
Okay, so I want to talk about that. This
Let's
bugged
do
me.
it.
A few things
It
bugged
bugged
me
you?
about this.
Okay.
A few things bugged me about this, and not in a bug number 2 way, which was excellent. Got to go buy bug number 2 by Michael Allred and his family. What bugged me about the Mr. Terrific stuff was a lot of exposition. Like, that's why I put fair play on my arms. You know, like
Totally.
there
I
was
can
a
see that.
lot of that going on, and no other character got the exposition that this character got. And so I don't know if this was Tinian writing or it didn't feel like Scott Snyder-ish to me. It felt really out of place. Like, why are they writing him so...
What could
like-
feel out of place? We don't need to blame it on a specific writer.
Well, that's fine. I think that's fair. It just felt out of place, and it didn't make sense to me. And I like Mr. Terrific, so I'm glad that he was in it. But it just kind of felt he was there, and he was like, I don't know, I can't figure this out.
Do you know what it felt like to me?
What?
It felt like Mr. Terrific on Arrow, where you hear about all the awesome stuff he can do and what he's about, but you don't actually see it.
Yeah, it would have been great as if.
And granted, you might have seen that in other books that he's in, so I want to be fair to that.
Yeah.
But in this moment, like someone saying like, well, I have an IQ of whatever and I don't understand it. I'm like, that's a weird way to say that, man.
Yeah.
You could just say you don't understand it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
That
Like,
was what it was. Like,
You don't need to tell me how many Olympic medals you have. Like, just do stuff.
Because then he sounds kind of like a douche. If someone was like, well, I have an IQ of this and this, and I can't figure it out, then like, well, then why did you bring him here, Batman? Did Batman just bring him there to be like, I'm glad you told me that. Let me figure this out. Bam. And then like, oh, check it out. Plastic Man in a bubble or whatever's
Plastic
going on.
Man. It's
Yeah.
like a silly putty egg. Is what it looks like.
It looks like a silly. I don't know. It looks like. Yeah, I
That's
guess
the
it could
best
be.
part of that exchange right there, is to have the promise of Plastic Man.
Mm-hmm.
They tried to bring him back for, Forever Evil? Was that where he kind of came back for? They tried.
I don't remember. I remember
reintroduce
the
him.
last
It
I
was
saw
weird,
him.
though.
Last I saw him was in New 52 in Justice League International that they had,
That's what it was.
and
I feel like that and Forever Evil,
didn't
like he
do
was a
anything
part of
for
both
me.
of those, and neither of those.
I don't remember Forever Evil.
Do you remember I remember Plastic Man is one of the heroes I actually remember most from being like a little kid.
Really? Oh, yeah, 'cause the TV show. Remember the cartoon?
Yeah, dude.
With Hula Hula.
I watched it all the time.
And they'd have like the live action segments and stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, one of the things we missed, dude.
What's
from
that?
the Green Lantern and Duke exchange? When they come up on the computer and find out about Wow. I cannot talk. Batman's Black Ops team.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's the
with
original freaking Outsiders
Yeah.
lineup.
So, yeah, that was cool. Like Batman having a Black Ops team. That's cool.
By the way, the Scott Snyder interview, he confirmed that that's 100% like a plan for something in the future.
Oh, that's cool.
And by the end of this, maybe we'll know better about what Duke Thomas's role is going to be going
cool.
forward, and maybe even a code name.
Nice. Hopefully he loses the yellow suit because I think it looks kind of silly.
I don't think it's that bad.
I don't know. But I like it. It's more than Morpho. It's Black Lightning. It's Katana. Geoforce. And I'm not sure who Rainbow Chick is. Is she Rainbow Raider or something like that?
I want to say it's like Halo or something like that.
I don't know who it is. I thought like there's the Flash Rainbow Rider. I don't know if it was like the girl version of it. I don't know, man. But I just like when Katana shows up. She's kind of cool. She's like whatever team she needs to be a part of. Suicide Squad, check.
Right.
This, check. Outsiders, check. Justice League, check. So
Yeah. So
but-
it's Halo.
Okay, Halo.
What's the name of that character?
Yeah.
So then we got Fortress of Solitude,
Yeah.
interactions with Superman and Mr. Freaking Miracle.
So that was one of the things I wanted to talk about. Was like, so Mr. Miracle shows up in this, but he's also going to show up in his own series at the end of the summer. Now, is that a Young Animal series or is that a DC series?
It's a DC series, I believe.
Okay. I for some reason, I don't know why.
I think it's
thought
great
it
to
was,
see him, and that he needed to be the one to unlock this vault underneath the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah.
I just feel like this is about the rooms inside of rooms and under rooms.
Yeah.
That's what this comic is about.
Yeah. And he's pissed. It's some gigantic Jack Kirby looking thing. So
We know what that's from.
No.
That was from Infinite Crisis.
Was it?
Yeah, the Anti-Monitor grafted itself to it because it is the vibrational thing for all of the multiverse.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that makes
Batman kept that freaking thing, dude.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay.
And so if he enters in the vibrational patterns that don't make any
That's
sense,
the thing they were all
for the
fighting on,
dark
right?
universe.
This gigantic. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I know what it is now. Oh my
So
god.
think of it.
Dude, that
That's
was
a
cool, dude.
giant antenna.
Yeah.
And so if
wow.
he enters in the info for the dark multiverse,
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's how we get a doorway into that.
There you go. That's why Mr. Miracle was so pissed off.
That's what he was like, don't do it.
Okay,
He didn't seem pissed. He was just like, don't do this, man.
Yeah, I feel like he seems like, what are you doing? You're an idiot. You're crazy. Okay, so
That can't be what I
here's
think
what they
it
need
is.
to do. I used to
I feel
love.
like Jim Lee just draws people angry, though.
That's true. They're all angry. Where's my leg pouch? I'm gonna put a pouch on my leg.
It's more like a garter.
Yeah, it was like a fancy garter. Oh,
A utility
put gum in
garter.
there. I wish that there was a box that would see Infinite Crisis or something like that, just because that would have been a great reference. I would have looked that up really quick, and it would have made the story more impactful. Because I can't remember everything, man.
Totally.
Infinite Crisis was like what, 2006? So much
I
has
had to look
happened.
it up to see exactly
I've gotten married
what it
and had
was,
2
but
kids since then.
I remembered it was involved in that, but I couldn't remember exactly what it did. So
Oh.
I had to do a little research after that. But
So yeah, man. Any
that's
of
a
your thoughts on
lot
Dark
of
Days?
Stuff. That's a lot of stuff packed into that. Even if this is just a way to get more characters in the mix,
Yeah.
I would be totally down with that. But I think even on top of that, like you have some mysteries going on with all 3 of those storylines where I'm like, wait, what's going to happen next? Like,
Yeah, because it's really intriguing. Is like you have this
pulls you in,
giant
man.
statue of Batman and these bat robots flying around. Like they don't even get into any of that future stuff. So we'll see.
Right. The idea that there's like a time in between reincarnations where Hawkman gets like these visions of a different like universe, which I'm like, that's a really interesting concept. And so I'm really excited to see what Scott Snyder does to it. And I'm not going to lie, I'm excited to get to Dark Knights, if only because I know it's going to be Greg Capullo the whole time.
Yeah. No, I'm
so
excited
that it
for
doesn't
that.
pull me out of it. Like I want to see him draw this.
Yeah, the art really disappointed me on just I think you nailed it with, it should have been one artist for each section, and it was just weird. It was like all of a sudden changing an actor in the middle of a movie.
Yeah.
Like
I don't prefer John Romita Jr.'s style in general.
Yeah.
But I can still appreciate it. Like I get it. Like it's still good.
Yeah.
Even if it's not my preference.
Exactly.
But for me, the handoff is what was jarring in between things. Where I would turn a page and I'm like, wait, whoa. Like
what was that?
Batman's cowl looks totally different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
what's up with his lips? It looked like he was like pursing his lips as he was looking at the screen. I don't know. So yeah, I wish they would have worked on that. But overall,
what would you rate this, Justin?
I'd give it a let's go.
I would agree. I think the art pulls it down into a let's go, but that story's super solid. And
which
I'm excited
means
to read it.
go read this comic. It's definitely
it's still
like
worth going out and getting there.
Yeah. I mean,
you get a foil cover.
You get a foil cover. I mean, here's the thing. It's $5. I think it was worth it though. It didn't feel like.
It's a larger issue too, though, right?
Yeah,
I think it was 30 pages.
Yeah, it was longer, but it just felt like it was worth it though to me. Like it did feel like that movie feel like, oh, this is big. This is a big deal, and
like you have your
value to it.
TV and your cable bill for like your episodes you're going to always kind of do, but then you have like that.
You're going out.
Like you buy a movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or go out to see a movie. Like you just pay a little extra for something that's a little bigger, a little broader.
I think that was a good.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, good metaphor.
I appreciate that encouragement.
All right. Well, then I think we're gonna wrap it up for this episode.
And this issue.
Hey,
yeah, issue. Why
there
not?
you go.
It's a comic show, man.
It's a comic show. So, Matt, again, I feel like we should tell people, check out the Wonder Woman crossover we did for the Wonder Woman Let's Go show, a go-go.
Yeah, part 1, it's on the Let's Go podcast.
Yeah.
Part 2, right here on the Let's Go Comic Show.
Yeah.
So look for that in our feed.
That was episode 16.
It was well worth the time.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's a great discussion. And I even was telling someone today, like, me and you can sit and talk about it as fans of movies and fans of superheroes and fans of superhero movies.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it just brings a really special, like, different aspect to hear our wives talk about it, because they see it from a different point of view and they get different things out of it than we do. And I think that's so, it was valuable to me to hear those. And so I've still been thinking about the stuff we talked about, rather.
So, yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
So check that out. And while you're checking that out, go ahead and leave us a kind review and 5 stars on the iTunes store.
Yeah.
That would help us a ton too.
Yes, we ask that every week because we want more people to see the show. We want more people to interact with the show, and it helps us out so much. And it's here's the thing: it's free, and it'll take you like 3 minutes to do. And we made it very easy for you to do. If you're like, oh man, I got to search iTunes, just go to our website, and if you click on the Let's Go Comic Show from the drop-down menu, there's a link right there that'll take you right to iTunes. It'll open it up in iTunes for you. And all you got to do is click that star.
Just type in some nice words.
Write in a very nice word. Maybe just say, hey, Justin. Don't even write it to Matt. Write it to Justin. Say, hey. Just kidding. just write it to me.
Hey.
And then and if you're feeling extra like full of love, go to YouTube and search for Let's Go Cast, and then like and subscribe. We need to get to a certain number of subscribers to unlock some power-ups for us. We need some XP, so if you can go on there.
Give us some of that
Give
XP.
us some XP. That would be great if you can do that. So other than that, Matt, how can people find us if they want to send us a message? They enjoyed this show. They want to let us know. Like Michael Allred.
Like hit us up, man. We'd love to keep talking about how great these comics are.
How do they do that?
That would be at Let's Go Comic Show, or you can email us, letsgocomicshow@gmail.com. Or, as Justin mentioned, check out the website for all Let's Go podcasts, and that is letsgocast.com.
Awesome. All right, man. My name is Justin.
I'm Matt.
Let's go.
Let's go.